gave up, apostatized. And then Baba Banda Singh himself was fed his own child, which is just the most barbaric thing you can imagine, and still didn't, and then he's chopped up into pieces himself, didn't flinch. And that's not an Apna saying that, that's not a Punjabi reference, that's witnesses that saw that account. I mean, that's truly unbelievable, that is.
Yeah, I think when it comes to British sources, and again, you may ask me further on, the pros and cons of British sources, but I think we have to take them in view of Sikh sources. And the issue most people have had when it comes to kind of constructing history in the 18th century is that there's very limited Sikh sources, okay? We don't have them in abundance, okay? We have certain books that were written, and we have certain accounts. The rest of them were in Persian, okay? And Apne Bande, we don't have skills in those languages. We don't have skills who can read those languages anymore. Okay, let's get right, anymore.
Yeah.
Back in the days, what happened was the missile leaders themselves were Naqadis as well. They could actually write in Persian. That's why we have written letters of the missile leaders, okay? Even though they could be via their vakils, it was still written in Persian because it was a state language. So therefore, to have British accounts, Persian accounts, we have to kind of reconnect them with our Sikh traditional sources and come up with ideas or come up with the kind of narrative which puts things in perspective. And talking about Banda Singh Bahadur, he did such a great achievement in terms of trying to fight against a very big Mughal machine.
General Patton smells something so horrific, he orders an immediate investigation.
Ross's kind of rule only lasted many years, but it's like he lit the paper for the missile leaders to actually build on.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what is it that they misunderstood when we're looking at non-Sikh, non-Punjabi resources, for example, and the English sources that you've mentioned in your book and you've used. What did they misunderstand about Sikh scripture?
Yeah, so what we find is that there is a big difference between the 18th century and the 19th century. In the 18th century, a lot of what the British were getting was being translated, okay? So they were getting information which was maybe from Marathi sources and then translated into English. Persian sources, we got records called the Persian Residency Correspondence, and they were being translated into English. So therefore, it may be second-hand, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But still, there were still witnesses, and I'll talk about it in the book. We have people like Charles Wilkins, for instance, who visited Patna Sahib, for instance, and he saw the Gurdwara, which now is known as Takht Patna Sahib, and he saw relics there, and he saw the Guru Granth Sahib.
I don't think that there will be